My name is Raphael. I'm 42 years old. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I was born in South Africa in 1981 and diagnosed with cystic fibrosis at birth. When I was young, we were sat in a room and told, you're not going to live to 19, you're not going to be able to have kids, and we were told all these blanket facts. Leaving that room at 8 years old with that information was traumatizing, and that had a big effect on my everyday life. Looking back on it, I can see the anxiety that really affected my life that only now I'm starting to unpack. My first hospital admission was in grade 4. After that, it was 2 or 3 times a year in and out of hospital. A lot of my struggles with school were not having the tools and the skills to deal with comprehending having a terminal illness. I know how it feels to be told that there's no hope. Parents were there, but they weren't there. No joke, what a contradiction. Was told I was dumb from the time I was young till my brain felt numb. Made to feel an outcast like Big Boy and Andre. You've got cystic fibrosis, I still hear my mum say. So why stay in school if I'm gonna die anyway? If exercise is good for me, why can't I play on Saturday? Told I was gonna die, didn't feel sick. Told I was dumb, but I didn't feel stupid. Acceptance is growth, so I learned to love myself from the time I was in hospital, then learned to help myself. When you're young, you don't want to think about having CF at all. You're going to do the opposite of everything they tell you. You just want to be normal. I lived in Canada and snowboarded for 3 years. But as you get older, you realize how much CF really defines who you are and how you see things. It helps you become more of a compassionate, empathetic, caring person. You can do some really powerful things with your life. Having cystic fibrosis really changed my perspective and made me question everything and look at things in a different way, which I think really channeled the creative in me. Photography and filmmaking was something that I was interested in, that I could see doing in the foreseeable future. I am passionate about helping other people tell their stories. I think there's nothing more exciting than being lost in the moment of creativity. What matters to me is the story and helping to convey their message. This is why most of my work portrays themes around community, diversity, acceptance. When I first picked up a camera, storytelling just made sense to me. Through the lens, I think I was able to adapt. Living with cystic fibrosis is a part-time job. If you're unwell, you have to do these things, be able to maintain a healthy life. The hardest part is coming to terms with that and putting that into routine, but there's no quick fix. Even though I had my condition my whole life, I was only 30-something when I was like, right, I have this condition, I can't ignore it anymore. And I started putting in all the work to really better myself. I changed my diet, I changed the way I train, I changed the way I live. If I can get to the gym, do all my treatments, that I can at least function a bit better knowing that I've done those things. Growing up with CF, you don't give yourself the time to be depressed or think about even having mental health conditions, because you have to be so on top of your physical health. And then once you get older and you look back on your life and you're like, oh wow, I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. One thing for me was learning not to be hard on myself, give myself that leeway to have those hard days. I've spent the last 2 decades helping people tell their stories through photography and film. That's why I finally decided to tell my own. Wanting to make music with a message, in 2014 I wrote a project entitled Lifexpectancy, which was a concept hip-hop project sharing my story through music.
the change, smile the change, and feel the change. Jump in the air.
Do you know where you came? I'm the pebble that dropped in your river. I'm back with a message to deliver.
Call me when you need.
Do you ever?
The album was written to promote health and well-being, mindfulness, truth, knowledge, acceptance of belief of self, that if you really want to make a change, it's possible. I don't want to preach and tell anybody how to do things, but throughout my life, things have influenced me, and you know, when you're aware of things, you know, you can relate to things, and I think through music, stories are really relatable, so I've chosen to use this album as a tool of raising awareness of all the different things that I've been through. Myself, found it deep down within me, the drive to continue. Made friends with myself, look what you've been through. Don't believe what you've been told, believe what you've seen, or believe what you know. On this road as we grow, and now I see myself in these kids. A struggle is a struggle, and I felt how that is. But I don't believe what I've been told, I believe what I've seen, I believe what I know. So when there's a cognitive dissonance. When you're told everything about your life, about your health, it's important to take that information, question how you feel, do your research, educate yourself, knowing what questions to ask when you see your doctors. They're not going to tell you things that you don't ask for. If I didn't ask the right questions, I wouldn't get the right answers. I'm not on Trikafta and I'm not eligible. Personally, I'm super happy for anybody that can get on that medication, especially at a young age. Now that I see gene modification medication and helping so many people, I see a lot of people coming to terms with all these lost years of life. When you accept that you have a life expectancy and then all of a sudden it's gone, you're just like, what do I do with my life? I see a lot of myself in these young kids battling with things that they've never even thought about questioning because they don't have a community around them, or haven't really thought about or put into perspective or gone, oh, maybe I am this way because being told at such a young age I have this terminal illness and I'm not going to live a long life. I know myself and other people in my generation, we chose happiness over a financial career. I hadn't set up any financial stability for later on in life. My advice to young people living with CF now is prepare for a longer life. Find your passion. Find a community. Get online. Talk to other people, because you're not alone. You're not the only person living with your condition. I believe that the same steps I put into place to help me learn how to manage my condition can relate to anybody.